Howdy, howdy. Welcome on in to the pre-show before the free show.
Hello, everybody. Well,
Why do you look red?
I don't know. I do look red.
It's weird because the lights are on.
Is that a camera thing?
I
Here,
don't
let me
know.
try this. Hold on. Let's try this.
Powering
That's
off.
even worse.
Yeah, that is worse.
What's going on here? Is it the lights? Is it the
I don't know.
camera? Is it the action? I guess we'll never know. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the pre-show for the
that
free
helped
show.
it a little bit. You still look kind of red, but that did help it.
Welcome to the pre-show for the free show. I'm your friend Greg. That is my
There we
friend
go. That's better.
Ashley. Maybe. I don't know. Anyway. Pickle.
Yes,
I think you know this by now, but I like sports, and I don't care who knows.
that's fair.
Said this before, said it again, and won't apologize for loving sports. I think it's good. You're watching stickball or whatever. They're playing in Europe. I don't know.
They're playing over in the UK. It's the Open Championship. They're playing outside of Liverpool, actually. They were showing a lot of soccer highlights earlier.
Well, it's on USA. That's why, and they have the Premier League too, so they want to
Yeah, they were hyping up
cross-pollinate.
Liverpool.
It is, in fact, there is another extremely large sporting event going on, and that is Rangers-Dodgers this weekend. Big, big series. We are actually going to be out there tonight. My wife and I are having date night.
At the Rangers game?
The Ranger game.
That's
Yeah.
nice. I just saw, I was bummed because we're all going to a company Ranger game on the 14th, but that was originally scheduled for the 2nd.
Uh-huh.
We had to move it because we're going to be down in Houston for some stuff.
And I'll be in Port Aransas.
And the 2nd is UNT night at the ballpark. They're giving away free UNT Rangers hats. I'm sad.
Darn the luck. Anyway, I do think we're going to the Angels, so maybe we'll get to see Ohtani, but he might also be traded by then. Anyway, all that is to say, there's another big sporting event going on this weekend, or this right now. Pickle, do you know what that is?
The women's soccer?
The Women's World Cup is going on.
That rules.
It does rule.
USA!
So it is in New Zealand and Australia.
Which also just rules.
We should go and have team coverage, honestly. I think you and I...
Yeah.
Don't you agree?
I'm a big Alex Morgan fan.
We're football magazine.
It is
This is a big football event.
It's called Texas Football Today.
There are some Texans on there.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know Dennis Rodman's daughter is like one of their best players?
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize that.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't Rapinoe from Texas? Or am I making that up in my head?
Ooh, you might be wrong.
That's probably.
You almost certainly are. I don't think she's from Texas. Meg Rapinoe was born in California.
Was Alex Morgan born in Texas?
Alex Morgan was born in
I thought somebody
California.
was... Okay, I thought someone on the team was from Houston. Like someone notable, like really notable. They're all notable, but...
They're all notable. Have you
someone
won
like
back?
in the spotlight.
Not seeing any.
No, I'm just crazy.
Is Mia Hamm from Texas? No, she's from Alabama. Anyway,
Whatever.
that's neither here nor there.
Anyway,
World
yes.
Cup. U.S. women going for their third straight World Cup. No nation, men or women, have ever won 3 straight World Cups.
And
We
they
are
still
number
don't
1.
get paid.
USA number 1. Big game tonight, actually. I'm going to be missing it because I'll be at the Ranger game. But the United States opens World Cup play against Vietnam. Now, the United States should beat Vietnam.
Yes.
They are a lot better than Vietnam. However, Pickle, a cautionary tale came about last night. Did you watch the soccer match last night?
I did not know.
Canada, who I believe is like number 7 in the world,
Okay, the fighting Matt Steps. The fighting female Matt Steps.
taking on Nigeria, who is one of the lowest rated teams, certainly the lowest rated team in their group, and one of the lowest rated teams ranked teams in the tournament. They are 40th. 40th. And yet last night, a scoreless draw for Nigeria. Nice little point there for Nigeria. But that is not the point of this. Pickle, do you know what their
this
mascot...
has taken 17 years to get to your point.
Do you know what Nigeria's women's team, their, nickname is?
No, I was excited. When you said mascot, I was like, I didn't realize
So,
that they had mascot.
Mexico men's team is El Tri.
Yeah.
French men's team
Yeah,
is Les Bleus.
Yeah.
Let's see, the Panamanian team, they're the Canal Girls.
The U.S. women's is the Winners.
Right.
The
Jamaica,
champs.
or Australia's the Matildas, which rocks,
Okay,
right?
yeah.
New Zealand is the Football Ferns. Vietnam is actually the Golden Star Warriors.
Wow.
Norway, the Grasshoppers.
That rules.
Morocco, the Atlas Lionesses.
Okay, who is the Nigerian women's?
The Super Falcons.
Yes, correct. Of course they got a point.
I want to be clear.
You can't not get a point with that
I want to
nickname.
be clear.
They deserve 2 points just for the nickname.
I want to be clear. I'm rooting for the United States to win the World Cup. I'm rooting for the United States to win the World Cup.
But if they don't,
But if they can't,
it better be
Nigeria.
to the Super Falcons.
I would say, you know what? We love America, and we're rooting for them. But I think the official secondary women's
1A, 1B.
soccer team of Texas football today, the Super Falcons of Nigeria.
Yes.
Go
1A,
Nigeria.
1B.
Hit the theme expo. Pickle! Hit the air sign. Yes, y'all. From the Dave Campbell's Texas Football Mothership here in beautiful, scenic, crime-free Lewisville, Texas, it's Texas Football Today, a show that's done 3 shows this week. Look at us.
Mm-hmm.
My name's Greg Tepper. I'm the managing editor of Dave Campbell's Texas Football magazine, TexasFootball.com, a corresponding website. Thank you for spending part of your day with us. Whether you're watching us live, TexasFootball.com, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, all the places, or you'll listen to the podcast, which you can subscribe to on the podcast vendor of your choice. Either way, thank you for doing your part to support your local mediocre internet show. I am sitting over there at the helm today, making us sound good, wearing a shirt that she did not pay for. She is the Duchess of the Dorks. She's Mystery
Back
of
to
5.
back.
She's
I think it's actually
Pickle.
back to back to back now.
What was that, 2022?
Yeah. Let's see. 2021.
2021. Yeah, it's 2021. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think they've won 3
Back to
straight.
back to back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
should be.
3 times for LTX. Let's roll. Hi, friends. Sting 'em.
Today is Friday.
Yeah. Friday.
July 21st, 2023. 125 days until Thanksgiving. Happy birthday on this July 21st to, I don't know. Do you have any friends who are turning something today?
I don't think so. One of my friends, one of my really good friends from college, just had his first daughter.
Oh.
So happy birthday to Baby J. We're very excited. Honestly, I think that Baby J was born yesterday, but, you know.
And happy birthday to current Maverick great. Is that right? No, actually, great Texas A&M great. DeAndre Jordan.
Oh.
DeAndre Jordan.
How about that?
It's episode 1619. Is that right? The helmet's in the
Yes.
back. All right. On today's show, folks, we're going to hear from Canyon West Plains head coach Adam Cummings coming off of a breakout inaugural varsity season. We'll hear from him in the back half of the show. It's Helpful Honda Mailbag Friday. We're answering your questions about high school football, college football, recruiting, lifestyle, romance, travel, all the things. Get them in on the Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch comments. We'll get to as many as we can going up until 12:30 when I have a hard out because I don't need to tell you that. But I do.
I don't even know. So we'll just all not know together.
Who's to say? Do we have first word through the door?
We sure do. It was Zill0678, Daniel Agnew, Tony Blaylock, and Aaron Arbuckle. Welcome in, fellas.
I have exciting news.
You do.
I mentioned earlier that my wife and I are going to the Rangers and Dodgers game tonight.
Yes.
You know who else is going to be there?
Who?
Noted Dodgers fan, Craig Way.
Oh, one of my favorite humans.
I know.
I should have guessed that.
Might have to see if I can run into him.
Meet up with the GOAT. We just saw him last. You saw him at coaching school, right?
Yeah, saw him briefly. He invited me out. I feel very bad. Craig invited me out to go to House of Pies, but we were a little too busy.
Yeah.
And then he sent me photos of House of Pies, which was rude. But honestly,
no,
fair.
well deserved.
Yeah, well deserved.
He does love him some House of Pies. I also appreciate House of
I
Pies.
do too. He also has a whole joke series about House of Pies. It's really good. You should ask him for it. Anyway, Pickle, while we were down there, after we got done talking with Craig Way at the THSEA Coaching School and Convention in Houston, Matt Stubb caught up with the head coach of the Canyon West Plains Wolves, Coach Adam Cummings, coming off of a terrific inaugural varsity season and now huge expectations heading into 2023. Here's Matt Stubb's conversation with Canyon West Plains head coach Adam Cummings here on Texas Football Today.
Matt Stepp, Dave Campbell's Texas Football back here at the 2023 Texas High School Coaches Association and Convention here in beautiful Houston, Texas on the final day of the convention here with the head coach of the Canyon West Plains Wolves, Coach Adam Cummings. Coach, appreciate you taking a few minutes to chat with us on this busy Tuesday morning.
Matt, I appreciate y'all having me. It's been a really good convention.
First off, you're the best dressed guy I've seen all day. You're looking sharp. You got the school colors on. You're ready to go. And as the convention winds down, I feel like, I haven't got the numbers yet. I don't know how many coaches officially are here, but it's been a successful event. And overall, I know you've been here heavily involved with the THSCA as well. The general meeting is today. You feel like coaching school's been a big success?
It really has been. We've got over 16,000 coaches here.
16,000.
Yeah,
that's a record. Is that a new record?
For Houston, it is.
Okay.
And so that's special in itself to know that there's that many coaches committed to our profession to travel all the way down to Houston and be a part of this.
And for you, how did you fly or drive in?
Well, half my staff flew, and then half my staff drove.
Okay, it's not close. I mean, Canyon America is way up there in the beautiful Texas Panhandle, but I've seen a lot of coaches from the Panhandle here. I've seen guys from a lot of the schools up there, so it's been awesome to see.
We had good turnout in our regional meeting yesterday.
Very good, very good. And overall, the growth of the convention and the association really shows that the commitment. I know that this convention in the past was known. This is just a football convention.
Right.
Just a bunch of football coaches are here. It's really grown. There's volleyball demonstrations going on. I've seen girls basketball going on, track and field. There's been some golf lectures. The association's done an amazing job of reaching out to all sports, haven't they?
They really have. Joe and Glenn, their vision was if we were going to be the Texas High School Coaches Association, then we needed to represent that. And they've done a tremendous job of just really opening it up to all the other sports and genders, just trying to get, every coach involved in this association.
And making those coaches feel welcome. I mean, if you're, a girls basketball coach and you've never been to the convention, you might think this is a bunch of football coaches walking around. There's nothing here for me. And I think they've done a great job of making all those other sports feel welcome and feel important. And because they're just, we cover football at Dave Campbell's Texas Football, but as just a sports fan, I think every sport is important. I've never met a football coach who doesn't want to win in every sport at the school.
Absolutely. No, that's one thing Joe and Glenn, their vision and their leadership have done such a tremendous job with.
All right, Coach, looking ahead to let's look back to 2022 first of all. First-year program. You guys went through some growing pains early in the year, trying to get things going. You're playing a lot of young guys who've never played a varsity down, and you're trying to establish a culture and a new program. And you took some lumps early, but you guys got better each and every week. And by the end of the year, you guys were really one of the surprise stories in the state of Texas, making the second round of the playoffs. How big of a challenge was that to get the program off the ground? And then looking back, when you took a step back after the season ended, how rewarding was that journey in 2022?
When you're in the middle of it and in the thick of it, you really don't realize some of the battles you're fighting. And I say battles. They weren't battles. They were just challenges, adversities. And the main thing was just not knowing our kids, and our kids not knowing us as coaches, and then honestly, our coaches not knowing each other. And so there was a maturation process throughout the first several weeks of the season where we had to figure that out. And as we progressed, we started, getting the hang of it, started learning each other, and I think you started seeing that progress, about mid-season.
Now, looking ahead to 2023, you bring a lot of guys back, a lot of guys with experience who played really well, and now you go from being – are these guys even going to win a game in 2022? Now you've got a target on your back. You guys are a team that's picked to make a lot of noise this year and have a good year. How do you guys balance making sure that everyone's excited and ready to go, but also saying, hey, we're going to be getting everybody's best shot now. We've got that target on our back, and we've got to play at a different level.
Well, I think it kind of goes back to last year. We kind of had the expectation to be successful last year, and I think we just carried that over. Our expectation hadn't changed. Our goals haven't changed in what we're trying to do preseason, district, and then going into the playoffs. So for us, that's not going to change. 1% better every day. We're going to continue to put our best foot forward, increase that standard of ourselves individually, but collectively as a team. And I think if we'll just take that day-to-day approach and every practice, every rep, and then carry that over into every game and not look ahead, not get worried about gold balls and all that stuff down the road, worry about the now and present, I think we'll be fine.
And how big is your administration been? You can't be successful without a supportive administration on campus and athletic administration at Canyon ISD. Talk about those guys a little bit, just how important they are to y'all's success.
Unbelievable. Starting with West Plains and Eric Gomez and his staff there at the high school, just unbelievable support and how they value what we bring to the table in terms of athletics and the school morale and the school spirit. But then you move over into the central administrative office and, Toby Tucker and what he's done in orchestrating our athletic department and all the pieces that he's brought in and his staff. Just it's really unbelievable how well he does his job. And then, it starts at the top. Our superintendent, Dr. Darryl Flush, he's unbelievable. He's one of these guys that he hires good people and he hires them to do a job, and then he sits back and he doesn't micromanage. He just lets it run itself and just does a really good job of being supportive. And so we've just got the best of both worlds.
All right, final question before we let you out of here, Coach. If you guys are going to have the kind of season that you're going to have in 2023, what are the Canyon West Plains Wolves going to hang their hat on in 2023?
Well, I mean, we talk all the time about we want to play fast, we want to be physical. Those are obviously key things for any football team. But I kind of mentioned it earlier. We really focus on us. We focus on getting 1% better, put the best version of ourselves out each day. And if we do that, then we're getting a little bit better every day. So even if it, God forbid, it turns out like last year and we struggle early on, at least we know we're getting better and we're achieving baby steps towards an ultimate goal.
There you go. Well, Coach, appreciate your time. We'll let you get back to the rest of the convention. I know the general meeting is coming up, so I know you'll be there ready to go. So appreciate what you do for student-athletes in the state of Texas, and good luck in 2023.
Matt, I appreciate what y'all do.
Thanks,
you.
Coach.
There he is, Adam Cummings, the head coach of the I almost said Plano West. Because Plains West.
Yeah.
Canyon West Plains
There
Wolves.
we go.
Because Plano West is the Wolves too.
Exactly.
Oh, wow. Oh,
That's a weird parallel.
I'm always interested in how my brain gets recircuited, and that's how it got recircuited. Anyway, appreciate his time. Excited to see what the Wolves do in year 2. Now they're, actually a fully fledged, fleshed out actual football program and weren't just this new kid on the block who decided to beat everybody. Excited to see what they do here in 2023. Appreciate his time. We're at Texas Football Today. We're here every weekday at noon on TexasFootball.com, talking football in the Lone Star State. You can follow us on Twitter at DCTF, like us on Facebook, Facebook.com/Dave Campbell's. Follow us on Instagram, Instagram.com/Dave Campbell's, and of course, see us at TexasFootball.com. TexasFootball.com is where you can find complete coverage of high school football, college football recruiting, all across the Lone Star State. Hope you'll consider becoming a Dave Campbell's Texas Football subscriber at TexasFootball.com/subscribe. Makes a great gift as well. If you're looking for the magazine on store shelves, go to TexasFootball.com/retailers. We have a map where you can see where all the stores are, so you can see the stores nearest to you. Go to TexasFootball.com/retailers, RETAILERS. Yeah, I did it.
Nice.
I think. Don't fact check.
Words.
Now a word from these goods and services.
Born and bred in Texas hits a little different, as it should. Texas loves doing business with fellow Texans. VCR Now takes its Texas roots as seriously as its many partnerships with schools and universities around the state. It's also why we're so proud to promote our brand in the pages of the Texas Bible, Dave Campbell's Texas Football, and on the airwaves of Texas Football Today. Driven by producing quality broadcast video, state-of-the-art audio, and LED video scoreboards at affordable prices, VCR Now makes sure to listen to your needs in its athletic department before recommending the next best steps. Building great products is our business, and it's our focus on building meaningful, long-term partnerships with our clients that sets us apart. From our 24/7, 365-day help desk, the training lab in our hometown of Red Oak, or our sports marketing business plan that puts money back in the hands of our athletic departments we support, VCR Now is built to last. Reach out to us today at info@vcrnow.com or by calling 855-GO-VCR-NOW. Again, that's info@vcrnow.com or by calling 855-GO-VCR-NOW.
The Gambling Gauchos are a Texas Tech podcast serving you money lines, memes, and Matador content on Twitter, YouTube, and StakingThePlains.com.
Well, let's put it this way. They pay me off in tortillas, I'm going to shoot them right in the eye.
If you're looking for more Big 12 sports content from a host who wants a 25 tacos in 20 minutes and another that can provide a taco bites per minute analytical breakdown of the feat, then Rob and Kyle are the hosts for you. New episodes every Sunday and Thursday on the Republic of Football podcast feed.
All right, Ashley. It's time for Helpful Honda Mailbag Friday.
The North Texas Honda dealers want to help you score on award-winning Hondas like the rugged and reliable 2023 Ridgeline. Stop by your Helpful Honda dealer today or visit ntxhondadealers.com to learn more.
Please do. Go there. Go to ntxhondadealers.com and go buy a Honda. That's an
love you,
order.
Honda.
That's an order.
Yeah.
You go buy a Honda.
And then you can listen to the podcast version of the show in your new Honda.
That's exactly right, because I bet they have like Bluetooth capabilities. That was
You can say like I guarantee you some of the new Hondas are like, hey, Honda, play Texas football today, and they would be like, are you sure that you want to listen to that?
Yeah. I wonder.
Honda's smart enough to go, are you positive
Honda's
that you
got
want to
that-
turn that on?
Honda got that good AI.
Yeah,
You know what I
it's
mean?
like
Where it's
you
like,
have thousands of
this
hours
is-
of musical like genius, and you want to listen to those two?
This is a punishingly terrible podcast.
Podcast.
Are you sure? It's like, yeah. Anyway, if you got questions about high school football, college football, recruiting, lifestyle, romance, travel, etc., get them in the comments, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. We'll get to as many as we can here in the next 14 minutes or so. So get those comments in right now. A reminder to go to our YouTube page to see all of our interviews from coaching school. We had a great time, and listen to the new episode of Tep and Step, which runs through all of the nonsense that we had. I did have somebody whose name was mentioned on the Tep and Step podcast reach out to me and wonder if their name could be taken out of the Tep and Step podcast. And I told this person, because I went back and I listened to it to make sure, because we're usually pretty careful about this kind of stuff, to make sure that we didn't like slander this person or put them in a bad light.
Yeah.
And what I realized was that this person's biggest crime was hanging around Matt Stepp, Mike Roach, and I.
Yeah, that's fair.
And it's like, now I can see why you would want your name removed from that.
Yes.
From the public record. But, yeah.
Yeah, I like to deny at any possible time that I have not Roach. I like Roach, but you and Step, I try to deny
Even
it.
3BR?
Yeah. Yes. Oh, that's my favorite Roach.
3-button Roach?
Yes.
He was in his bag, man.
That's peak Roach.
I believe we described the button system for Mike Roach like the terror alert system.
Yes, that's fair. That's pretty good. Like, be
really
cautious about it. All right, you probably
vigilant.
need to start thinking about your escape route.
Be vigilant,
Yeah.
everybody.
Then
Be
it's like,
vigilant.
okay, hunker down.
Yeah, be vigilant, everybody. All right. Ashley, do we have any questions from the people?
Yeah, first one. Should they add a 7th week to the playoffs? No,
Oh, boy.
absolutely not.
So
For
I
a
want
couple different reasons.
So I want you to think about this.
I can do a logical reason and a personal reason.
So I want you to think about this. The 7th week, like... Okay, well, now I'm thinking about it. And the answer is still no.
Yeah.
Okay? I want to be clear. The answer is still no.
I have my reasoning.
However, I will just say that there is one potential read of that question that I think could spark an interesting conversation. Here's the thing. Right now, you have, I believe there's 128 teams in each bracket.
Yep.
No, 64 teams. 64 teams in each bracket, with the exception of 6-man, which has 32
Yes.
teams. Right? So that requires 6 rounds to win the state championship. Right? That's just math. You've got, and also, you've already got players playing what used to be an NFL schedule of 16 games. 16 games is a ton of games, guys, especially when we're talking about young men and that's 16 games is insane. Furthermore, the schedule doesn't work out in the sense that if you were to add another round of the playoffs, you're going to run into Christmas.
Yeah, you'll literally be playing on Christmas.
You're going to run into Christmas.
And
If you don't run into Christmas, you're dealing with New Year's. And, I mean, we ran into this in the pandemic in 2020.
Yeah.
With, like, we were really worried about, like, okay, like, how are you guys going to schedule this around? Like, are there teams that are not going to be, like, that players are going to be going on vacation or
Yeah,
whatever,
and
going
these
on
are
holiday?
15 to 18-year-old kids that you're asking to give up a good chunk of their summer.
Yes.
You're asking to go out in the heat in August and absolutely tear up their bodies while they're still growing, continue to play, and go to school. Like, that's the other side, is they're not just going to play. They're
Right.
going to school and having to take care of all of that. On top of the fact, here's the other big thing that let me put on my small school hat here. You already, if your team is very successful in like the 4A and below levels, are playing far into basketball season.
Yep.
you would absolutely ruin high school basketball if
It
you're
would
going
wreck
to
it.
continue to add more to the football season.
Basketball coaches have already kind of bit down and understood, like, okay, I may not have my best players for the first couple of weeks of the season.
Right, but if you go all the way
If you
through
had
December,
if you had another
January is when district starts. You go January through March. I mean, the state championships for basketball are the second weekend of March.
Now, allow me to play a little devil's advocate here.
Okay.
You may remember that at the end of the 2A Division I state championship game, in which Hawley took down Refugio, that Refugio coach Jason Herring went to the press conference, and I think, and I know Jason Herring, I appreciate Jason Herring, I like Jason Herring, I think we have a really good relationship. I don't think this is an overstatement to say, unleashed a tirade about having to play on Thursday morning.
Yeah.
And having to travel up from Refugio to Arlington to play on Thursday morning.
Yeah.
This issue does not come into play with the six-man teams, because the six-man teams only have 5 rounds of the playoffs. They get that kind of
Bye
super
week.
week,
Yep.
right? Where then, even though they play on Wednesday, and 2 teams play Wednesday at 11 a.m., they're fresh. It's been 10 days since they've last played, right?
Yes.
At minimum 10 days.
Right.
If you were to build in an extra week, what I would build in would be a Super Bowl week.
Yep.
What I would build in would be a week off so that you can heal up, so you can get ready, and so that everybody could travel and make plans,
Right.
so that there is not that concern of travel, of playing those games, and
But
build
then-
it in time. Now, you run into those same scheduling issues.
Yeah, because then 6-man football would have 2 weeks off and would be playing on Christmas. That just makes no sense.
Right.
Or do you break 6-man ball into playing a week earlier or at a different location, and then that kind of goes against
And
what
then
the
it goes against
UIL
the central
is
site thing.
about. Of it should be fairness for all classifications.
Then it goes against the central site thing.
Yeah.
And so there's ways around it. I would be open to exploring that, of like building a gap week to allow for these teams to put together travel and put together all those things. But as far as adding another round and adding another game, that's, in my opinion, a non-starter.
Yeah,
to
and I
paraphrase.
personally, I would like my Christmas. But I think that you can also say that about the coaches, about
Yes.
the kids, about the parents of the student athletes and the cheerleaders and the bands and all of that. I think it's good for everybody to have a little bit of a break after all of that.
Entirely agree. So we all like football, but I think we've got enough football.
Yeah.
What's next, Pickle?
Up next, let's go with, where did it go? Are you in favor of 7A or Division 3 in 6A and 5A?
I don't know is my answer. I don't know if I'm in favor of either.
Yeah.
I think we're looking for, I think any solution we come up with is going to create its own problems. I think, again, to reiterate, the big issue that people have is you've got teams with 5,000 kids playing teams with 2,000 kids. And that is a huge swath, and in my opinion, is an issue.
Right.
I'm not sure a third division is going to solve that.
No.
And 7A, we like, this is a take. All right. I think people like the idea of adding a 7A.
Yeah.
And I think that they think, oh, hey, look, like, I don't know, Florida's got like 8A or something like
Yeah.
that. And it's like, whoa, like, it's bigger. Like, look at this. It's like a super league, right?
Yeah.
If you take a step back and you think about the ramifications and how that would actually happen, it's not feasible. It's a pipe dream. I don't think it's coming, because if you look at where the teams that we're talking about are, okay, take the 50 biggest schools in the UIL,
Okay.
right? DFW, Houston,
Maybe San
maybe a
Antonio.
couple in San Antonio, maybe a couple in Austin, and then a couple in West Texas.
Yeah, mainly West Texas.
Like Permian is
There's
a huge school.
huge
Midland
population
Legacy
in
is a
West
huge
Texas.
school, right? Those Permian's 4,500 kids. Odessa is 4,400 kids. Midland Legacy's 3,300
Yeah,
kids.
West Texas is probably the
You
place
would be-
that it's the most evenly competitive
You would
because
be
they
talking
have so
about
many
what
of
if
the
you
big ones.
what if you just say anyone over 3,000 has to be in their own division? Like
Yeah.
it sounds good, right?
good, right.
It sounds good. El Paso Franklin would be the only El Paso team out there.
Yeah, and what are they supposed
What
to
are
do?
you going to do
Drive
with them?
4 hours every
Are
single
you going
week?
to put them in a district with Odessa? Do you know how far that is?
Yeah. Well, here's the other thing that I think that just is the fundamental issue. Say that you create a 7A. How does that solve the problem?
It does.
The problem is the fact that there are these small pocket of schools that are so substantially larger than everyone else they're playing. If you move them up to 7A, it's just going to be those same schools that are
Yeah.
being affected by it. That doesn't solve the gap. The only way to solve that gap is to take those schools that have that population and split them into 2 schools.
Right.
That's the only way to fix it. It doesn't matter how many more classifications you add. It doesn't matter how many classifications that you divide. Those finite number of 50 teams at the top that are playing the 2,000 schools compared to the 7,000 schools, they're still going to be playing because they're still the biggest schools. It doesn't solve the issue.
Now, the division would be interesting because, and I'm old enough to remember this. Mm-hmm. I am. There was a time when in, I believe it was 4A, only 3 teams made the playoffs. 1 team would go to Division 1 and 2 teams would go to Division 2. Mm-hmm. And it would be a split. And so what you could do is you could say Division 1 is the largest school, Division 2 is the second largest school, and then Division 3 would be the 2 smallest schools. Now, you would be running into issues of timing. You would maybe have to give those teams the bye week, the Super Bowl week, right, in order to line it all up. You would also be adding, if you did in 6A and 5A, 2 more games.
I was 6A to the state championships.
We're already doing 4 triple header, guys.
Yeah.
Triple headers, guys.
We're running out of time to be able to
Running
play
out of
those
time,
games.
we're running out of space.
And 2, I mean, if you start adding that many more teams, like it's just so ironic because all we ever hear is there are too many teams that make the playoff. There are too many teams, and it's like, so we're gonna add more on top of the fact that becomes a scheduling issue for bigger teams having to go play playoff games in smaller stadiums because there's just not the amount of bigger stadiums available. The math just fundamentally does not work out.
Math ain't mathin'. And I'll tell you that the thing is that, like, there is maybe a solution that would require having fewer playoff teams.
Mm-hmm. If you're going to split divisions, then yeah, not as many people. It's
You're
like the top.
it's probably going to be top 3.
Yeah.
You're going to go 1 in each division.
Yep.
But I'm telling you, that's not going to be the fix that you think it is.
No.
And also, coaches are not going to go for that. Coaches are not going to go for 4 teams, fewer than 4 teams. Once you get once that bag was open, like there's no putting that toothpaste back in that tube. So,
and I think it's great because the 4 teams is what we've always said this, and maybe this is a personal belief by me, but the 4 teams is what makes the Texas high school football playoffs so fun because you never know when the Cinderella team is going to be able to go. I mean, Harmony, like you never know.
Right? Yeah, I agree. So again, I've thought about this for a long time. I think we like the idea of 7A because of like the name. Like it sounds fun.
Yeah, it sounds bigger and better in
bigger
Texas.
And wow.
Yeah.
But like I think the moment you start digging into the details, you realize that it's essentially not feasible. At least not right now.
No.
The state would have to change demographically for that to happen.
And I feel like we're in such a flux of so many more schools being built every single year. We need to let that die down a little bit.
I agree.
Not that it will.
No, it's not. I tell you, that's going one way. All right, 2 more real quick.
2 more. Okay. Who are some of the most underrated high school coaches, or you might take a look at it as do the most with the least coaches? Who's the most underrated Texas high school football coach that you're allow me to be a homer? Matt Green deserves
go.
You know that's true.
Here we go.
Matt Green deserves unbelievable credit for what he's done in Atlanta.
No, because he plays in the Ashley Pickle Memorial Indoor Facility. The facilities there are unbelievable.
Right, yeah.
Like the money that's flowing in there that you
Oh,
continue
yeah.
to make these big donations back to your school.
Yeah, the super rich
maybe at one
population
time
of
it was
Llano
some,
County.
maybe it was some poor school once upon a time.
Yeah,
but
when
now
I was there.
Now that DCTF money's flowing in, people don't appreciate that. I'm gonna pass. I hate to be a jerk. I'm going to pass on that because I feel like I want to do some due diligence on that question. But how about we table that for a segment next week?
Okay, I like that.
How about that? I'm going to table that. I will answer it, but I'm going to answer it next week because I want to do some due diligence and I don't want to just spout out some names.
Yeah.
So that's right.
I like it.
But officially, Matt Green, apparently.
Yes, correct.
I'm kidding, Coach Green. You're
Sting
great.
'em.
All right, last one.
What is the easiest item on your bucket list that you haven't done? I guess just something that you've always wanted to do that you've just never done. Change your oil.
I'm kidding.
In your car. That's a good one. Oh, yeah, tire rotations.
I've been meaning to do that for a couple of years now. I haven't changed my oil. The easiest one that I mean, there's things that like I can afford to do that I just haven't. Like, for example, I've never been to a game at Yankee Stadium. I want to go to a game at Yankee Stadium. I could do that. I've never attended. Okay, how about this? This is true. I've never been to a game at Kyle Field.
Oh, yeah.
I've never been to a game at Kyle Field. That is eminently available to me.
Yes.
I can go whenever I want.
Yeah, you could not have to pay for a ticket.
Right. I could go for free.
Yeah.
Basically. I mean, I'd be working, but like, you know what I mean? I could go for free, but I've never done that.
Yeah.
So that's probably, as far as like feasibility, that's the most feasible, the easiest one. I just haven't done it.
Yeah, I mean, for me, if we're going to go like Texas bucket list that we haven't done, I haven't watched UTEP play in the Sun Bowl. Like, I've been to the Sun Bowl, but I've never seen a game there. But if we were going to go like sports bucket list that like is really up there for me, I've never been to a game at the Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
I want to go to the Coliseum and I want to go to the Rose Bowl.
And that's just like a money and commitment thing.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like I just need to take the time to do it.
That's just a money and commitment thing of just saying, I'm going to do it. I'm going to set aside the money. When Illinois was really cooking with Crisco last year, you may remember they had a really good football year. Go Illini. My dad went to Illinois. I think people may know this. And so they were trending at one point toward like looking like maybe the Rose Bowl was a possibility. It was never going to happen. They were going to need to like beat Ohio State. But like, you know what I mean?
Right.
But I remember texting my brother and saying, hey, what are we doing if Illinois is playing in the Rose Bowl?
Right.
Like, that's a real not like it's not outside the realm of possibilities.
Yeah, because like I always think like I've been to the Masters, but like to go to an actual tournament day would be, I mean, number one on my bucket list. But I can't just buy the tickets.
Just buy that.
No, and so it's like, yeah, I think going to the Rose Bowl and getting to see a night game at the Rose Bowl, go to the Rose Parade and all that's probably my biggest sports bucket list.
I guess it's one of those things that like, and this is something I try to live my life by, is if it can be solved by money, then it's not a problem. Do you know what I mean? Like if you like my wife was in a small fender bender like last week. Everyone's fine, don't worry about it. But like I remember telling her, I was like, hey, like everyone's okay. If it can be solved by money, it's not that big of a deal. It's gonna be like we're gonna go through insurance, whatever, stuff like that. But it's not a big
sucks.
deal.
It's one of those things you don't want to pay for, but no one's hurt. And you can fix a car.
And same thing with bucket lists, right? If it's available, like now there's a certain amount of money. It's like I couldn't have gone to the World Cup final in Qatar last time, which I'd love to do, but like I couldn't have done it because that is
I got to feed my children.
Right, exactly. So
a reasonable amount of money.
Right. That's why going to a game at Kyle Field is just like, why haven't you done that, dummy?
Yeah.
It's just like time and energy and stuff. So anyway, all right, that's going to do it for us. Thanks for spending a little bit of your day with us. Follow us on Twitter at DCTF. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Dave Campbell's. Follow us on Instagram, instagram.com/Dave Campbell's. And, of course, see us at texasfootball.com. Thanks again to Adam Cummings of Canyon West Plains for being our guest. For Ashley Pickle, I'm Greg Tepper. Vince Young, please meet your Player of the Year trophy. We'll see you Monday on Texas Football Today. Woo! Pickle! Ah, no, not the intro.